It's the night, well, it's Thursday night, the night before the race. Round one of Iowa ATV Hare Scramble Series in Stockton, Illinois at the Rush Creek Rumble. Not supposed to be very nice weather. It's supposed to be like 40 degrees. So really, it'll be a fun race. It'll be great to get the first race out of the way for the year. So went through the car, got it prepped, did a bunch of test runs. The battery, I already put it in my pickup. Kept going dead. Like it went like dead over winter, and then it lasted for like 2 weeks, then it went dead, then it lasted like a week, and then a day, and then so I just decided to pull the battery out. Didn't want to chance it. Seems like it's got a dead cell. It's bulging quite a bit. But really just nut and bolted the machine, put the 30-inch tires on it for the woods race and some shorter tires, really when you got to be nimble, and really going with an aggressive, more of like a mud tire. This tire steers really well, and just works really well in the woods. It is a little bit of a heavier tire, but I do have Monster Seal in there as well. Got the stuff ready for the trip. So yeah, put a new belt in it. This was still had an old belt in it from the last Ultra 4 race in Disney, which there was a lot of water crossings. So I just put a new belt in, washed it up, wiped the clutches down. I really soaked this thing in SC1, almost 2 cans of it on here. One, been sitting all winter, so, well, I've washed it once, so, but get a good layer of SC1 on there, really, especially if this race is going to be muddy, helps the mud not stick to it, but also really makes it shine. Really slick, but if there's mud, just really coated the sucker. Got 2 GoPros. I'm gonna get those mounted on the machine. Gotta find some mounts tomorrow. Probably gonna go to Walmart. But find some mounts for the GoPros. Probably put one facing backwards and one facing forward. The hard part with the GoPros though, so you need it somewhere where you can wipe it off. But you also need it somewhere like you can reach it with your hands, but you need it far enough forward. I don't know. It's just really hard to place a GoPro on these suckers. So probably going to experiment with that. Got some fuel. My test runs with it weren't really anything crazy. Just up and down the road. Really holding it wide, making sure it was running good. Must have been doing something because the wheels are full of dirt. But yeah, just going to drop the new battery in tomorrow once I find one. And then just mount the GoPros and should be ready to rock. Like I said, it is going to be cold, so just going to dress warm and hope for the best. Hopefully it's not super muddy or wet, because a mud race isn't bad, but the 7 hours of washing later, that really sucks. But, you know, first race of the year, definitely excited for it. Didn't make very many changes from last year at all, really. I mean, this is almost how it was when I was at the last Ultra 4 race. Just made some suspension changes, kind of dropped it down a little bit. Might, when I get to the track, depending on how muddy the track is, I may add more ride height back to it, just because if I think it's going to be really muddy, it's something to think about. When it's a real muddy race, all of a sudden you add 500 pounds more weight on this sucker, which hopefully it doesn't stick as bad with the SC1 on there, but, you know, 500 pounds is pretty easy to put on this. It may not seem like it, but, like, I don't know. I mean, it's easy to put a couple 100 pounds worth of mud on it, so really might, if I think it's super muddy, may jack the ride height up, because, like I said, 500 pounds of weight on it just really makes the suspension go flat, and when you're still trying to run race pace, it's really hard when it's muddy. But I'm not really worried about my radiator. Should be good there. Intercooler should be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna put on a million tear-offs, which got those in the bag, because you never can have enough tear-offs. I feel like you can go through like 10 in the first 30 seconds if you're not careful. So maybe have goggles set off to maybe halfway through, someone hands us a pair of goggles. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, hopefully get loaded up tomorrow after work, get it on the trailer, and be on the road to Stockton, Illinois. It's just a quick little 7-hour drive over to the Mapes' farm. Really great people over there. Been racing with them for a few years, and they do an awesome job, and they're just really great people, and can't thank them enough for letting the series run a race on it. So we'll definitely try to get some more in-car footage, so that way we can really you can see what it's like to race. So see you at the track. Well, we're at the track. Get the car unloaded, fueled up. I got my stickers on. Not that great of weather. It's like 40, winds blowing. Randomly it starts ice, snowing, but not raining. Actually got a good turnout today. We'll see how many machines line up on the open class. Down way over there is four-wheelers getting started to race, so we're gonna head down there, watch the start of the race. Really excited for today. Luckily the weather held off, so it's just cold, but the track should be like really good. So excited. Danny's got his car underneath here. We're not that cool, but yeah, just excited for today's race and hopefully get some more video. Well, the race didn't quite go as planned. Got off to a decent start, came off the line in 6th. I'm washing the machine here, as you can tell. But got off the line in like 6th or 7th, 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere in there. Got into the woods, and by the first lap, after lots of good battles with good friend Dan Hill and his X3, which you'll see in the video. We got some good battles back and forth, but once came around the first lap, went through scoring, noticed I had a flat tire on the left front, but had just gone through scoring, so I said screw it, I'm gonna finish the lap, come back through and pit. And at that point I'd worked my way up to 4th or 3rd physically, and then at that point I popped my rear tire. But so coming through on lap 2, finishing it, which sucked because I couldn't turn hardly with 2 flat tires on the side. If you look at these wheels, I run big studs or big lug nuts, 17 millimeters. And I went to go put these on in the pits, and they won't fit because of the way they have to be these thin lug nuts. So that ended my race. It was kind of disappointing, but can't blame anyone other than myself for not checking to make sure my lug nuts will fit. So went and bought these on Sunday and put both these tires on. These were my spares, but obviously wasn't able to put them on. So got them mounted on the machine, just washing it, gonna get ready for the next one. Not the result we wanted, but didn't tear the car up, so that's a big plus. Did hurt some of my graphics, but got new ones coming, new graphics coming soon, so not the end of the world. But yeah, just gonna finish washing up the machine, get ready for the next one. See you on the next.